The internet has completely lost the plot thanks to Kate Middleton's less than subtle MIA status for months from the public eye. And now a few notable names have shared their biggest conspiracies about what's really going down with the royal family. The first being known as British funny man John Oliver. So, the Last Week Tonight with John Oliver host weighed in on the controversy during a March 12th appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. Oliver, when asked, explains that he didn't really think much of the whole Kate disappearance thing. Until the horribly edited Mother's Day photo came out. To quote him, "I was out. I thought, let's all just ignore this, we've moved on." Until the Photoshop thing, Oliver said. Andy Cohen replied asking, "Isn't their motto never complain, never explain?" And then they have her explaining on Twitter? Oliver hit back with a conspiracy of his own, and a popular one at that. There is a non-zero chance she died 18 months ago, he speculated. They might be a Weekend at Bernieing this situation. I'm not saying it happened, but I'm saying it's a non-zero until proven otherwise. Until we see her sitting there with a copy of the day's paper. Many are speculating on extremities like that as well. And you know, maybe some way, somehow, that she's dead. That maybe Kate's husband put his hands on her, or it resulted in a brain injury, or severe injury that requires a cover-up. Another is that she has a protection order against him for some reason or some sort, which is why her children are missing from the public right now too. Maybe she really did have surgery, but it happened before the announcement. It had bad side effects leading to a coma or some extremely worrisome medical state. Perhaps they're divorcing and the royal family doesn't really want their next king to be a divorcee, and they're trying to make the behind the scene deals happen. Meanwhile, our next celebrity, Stephen Colbert's take is divorce row, but also pegging infidelity as a reason for it. As he expressed on the Late Night Show with Stephen Colbert on March 12th, dubbing it some troubling news about the roiling family, and starting his segment off with internet sleuths are guessing that Kate's absence may be related to her husband and the future King of England, William, having an affair, the television host said, adding his heart goes out to the poor Kate. Colbert went on to say that he's ready to spill the tea, well, literally drinking out of a teacup, and announcing, "I think we all know who the alleged other woman is. The matrioness of," this one's hard to say, Clomondele. But anyways, he continued on, and that was a reference to Sarah Rose Hanbury, who was supposed to be the best friend of Kate Middleton, but shortly after affair rumors began circulating about 5 years ago now, Kate has iced her out. Whoopi Goldberg has no time for all the conspiracy theories surrounding Kate Middleton, and nearly sent The View to an early commercial break on Wednesday out of frustration over them. She was quick to chastise her View co-hosts on March 13th when they started sharing these theories about Kate, making it known she refuses to accept any conspiracies. When Sunny Hostin joked that the table's interest in the topic is all Sarah Haynes, another one of the hosts' fault, Whoopi just shuts it down saying it's all our fault because we bought into this, she started. When you buy into this stuff, they start doing it to your family or they start doing it to your kids. It's not cute, she continued, referring to the royals photoshopping Kate's image and whether or not it was she or they who did it. It's not fun, it really irritates me. Goldberg addressed the photo editing controversy with the opinion that Kate actually did in fact do it herself and did take the picture when the royals notoriously are known to never do that ever and have all their social media ran for them. But another View co-host, Farah Griffin, tried to explain to a progressively more and more agitated Goldberg why we care about Kate so much. To quote her, "There are genuine concerns about her well-being. When you put something out like this that doesn't meet Reuters or the Associated Press's editorial standards, it feeds fuel to this fire of conspiracies," Griffin said, then suggested Kate film a quick video to halt the rumor mill. "Not to make it heavy, but we know the treatment around Princess Diana. We know what Meghan Markle and Prince Harry went through," she said. "Now you have a princess, a queen in waiting that hasn't been seen and the stories just don't pan out. She could resolve this, the palace could, in 2 minutes by putting her direct to a camera." That idea seemed to incense Whoopi even further though. As her co-host attempted to explain why they and others want clarity, the moderator couldn't quite finish a thought, so she attempted to send the show to commercial break. That's when Sarah Gaines, our next person up, and Sunny Hostin remained steadfast through their table talk on their opinion. Once again, they argued they needed just one concrete piece of evidence that Middleton's actually okay. To quote, "The frenzy in the media has been dangerous for their family and they should come out with a video to say, 'Hey, I'm okay, that's all I need,'" Sarah adds. "This is the part I don't get. Why do you think it's important for them what you need?" Whoopi fired back. "Then quit photoshopping and give me anything," Gaines retorted. Sarah is so obsessed with Kate, she's the reason Sunny and Farah ended up going down the Kate MIA rabbit hole and bringing up the topic on The View. She even posted an unflattering shot of Whoopi on her Instagram's reels after the blowout debate happened, taken from that day's episode, just to be petty. Whoopi Goldberg, who had defended Kate at the start of the segment by saying, "I know very few people who don't manipulate their own photographs," pushed back against Hayne throughout the episode. But she was met with her own resistance from Sonny Hostin too, who ganged up with Sarah. "She's the future queen, Whoopi," Hostin countered. "She ain't taking selfies with her family." The lady's fascination didn't stop with the photo of Kate and her children, and went on to speculate whether a shot of William and Kate in a car was being edited before Whoopi actually finally succeeded in pushing for an early commercial break. Piers Morgan, meanwhile, actually has something to contribute to this crockpot, and he believes it could be a signal that the royals are hiding something. Never forget that Morgan actually personally knew and was fond of Princess Diana, which has given him access to the royals over the years and how they do their cover jobs. So if he's saying that the mysterious photo could allude to something more serious going on behind the scenes, I'm kind of willing to listen. To quote him, "Why is Princess Catherine, who's recovering from abdominal surgery, spending time hunched over Photoshop making amateur edits of official portraits when they literally have servants to do that? Most baffling of all, why not edit in the missing wedding ring?" Morgan 58 asked OK Magazine on Thursday, March 14th. "Kate needs a break, I agree, but it was their decision to release this photograph, and it's led to even more conspiracy theories," Morgan added. "On one level, the edited picture could be trivial. She could be doing fine and doing well and tried to do something to correct the conspiracies and just got it wrong. Or it could be that they're hiding something." Even royalty has started to poke some fun at this situation, but it's not even the Windsor ones. Our next segment's actually the King of Netherlands, who literally made a dad joke out of the whole Kate Photoshop fiasco. King William Alexander poked fun at the controversy surrounding Kate Middleton's Mother's Day photo just this past Tuesday, when the 56-year-old was speaking to members of the public during a royal engagement in Zutphen. A child was excitedly asking the king about a photo of him and his family, to which he replied, according to numerous in earshot, "At least I didn't Photoshop it," as reported by The Independent and The Telegraph. Personally, I thought that was pretty funny. Prince Harry is the brother-in-law, so let's see what he's got to say. Nothing. Well, kind of. Earlier this week, a source claimed to be close to the couple and spoke on their behalf about Kate Middleton's viral Mother's Day Photoshop flop, telling Page 6 to quote, "This isn't a mistake Meghan would ever make." Also added that Harry and Meghan would have been annihilated if the situation was reversed, and said, "The same rules do not apply to both couples. This isn't a mistake that Meghan would ever make. She has a keen eye and freakish attention to detail." However, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's official spokesperson pretty quickly refuted Page 6 source's statement while speaking with Newsweek. "With respect to Page 6, that didn't come from us." But hey, that didn't mean it didn't come from a friend or employee who knows what's up anyways. Take it with a grain of salt. But still, British tabloids like the Daily Mail and Telegraph have attempted to rope the Sussexes, and by association, even their friend and photographer Misan Hadaman, into the mix by questioning the validity of their 2021 pregnancy announcement photos of all things. Hadaman, who's naturally has a business to maintain, had to shut down those claims within hours by sharing unedited versions of the then in question maternity image on Instagram, even fully colorized. He shared a video addressing the accusation and slamming his accusers for their dangerous and unacceptable behavior. To quote him, "Unfortunately, there's been an article on the Daily Mail saying I've admitted to doctoring the pregnancy announcement portraits I took of Harry and Meghan," he said. "Apparently I was switching out trees and meadows? This is crazy. To see an article saying as a fact I did what I did not do is extraordinary to me," he said in his video. And then to try and merge it with this current news cycle of what's happening is just tragic to see. With Misan's name now out of the tabloid mouth, it's up to the netizens to decide who to accuse next of image tampering. Meghan, meanwhile, is keeping what the royal expert Ian Pelham Turner told Fox News as dignified silence, wherein royal members, and I quote, release a statement which would say, "All people can make mistakes in their lives, but they wish a speedy recovery for the Princess of Wales," he said. Adding on one hand, Meghan had to be sympathetic about all the stress that Kate is going through as she copes with serious medical issue. On the other hand, the palace media machine has never been more exposed for what it is, a complete mess, a total disaster, the royal expert added, and that may be why this couple chooses to say nothing. If the machine is exposing its own own failing parts, why not let it crash to the ground on its own? It's a far more dignified and satisfactory way to get to tell people I told you so. Meghan and Harry know what it's like to wake up and see those screaming tabloid headlines targeting them for one thing or another, he divulged. And last up, how is King Charles III feeling about the frenzied news cycle? Given how old he is, I think the only thing he can think about is feeling his skin trying to fight its way off his bones. But rest assured folks, a source at Buckingham Palace told Bazaar that the monarch, who himself is undergoing treatment for cancer, is being kept abreast with the latest developments. And the source said that Charles ultimately isn't too concerned about the current situation. Oh, thank God. Future queen of your country is missing and you're failing to run a successful cover-up plot. But yeah, no, you ain't worried, not concerned. That missing B word, blip on my map. You should see how many people I've made go missing in my life. While the king keeps calm and carries on, other staffers at the palace don't seem to share the same sentiment. The insider claimed that some staff can't quite believe how badly Kensington Palace have not paying close enough attention to what was being released to the world. Didn't anyone there think to check the photo before it went out? And that's a fair question, viewers, so comment what you think down below, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share while you're at it. I'll see you next time.